What's up, everybody? We're back at it. Okay, today is January 27th. Again, we have on my brother Keyth Dawsons, the sleeper. Just came off of a fight on the 12th, and so we're gonna break that down first and foremost. All right, so tell us how the fight went.
Well, it was my first kickboxing match, and so my plan was just go on there and see what happens for real. And my coach told me to, just use my right hand, go to the left, because it was also my first time fighting southpaw. So I just moved to the left away from his power. Threw my right hand a lot, so he couldn't counter my jab with his left hand. And then I threw a lot of leg kicks, body kicks, and head kicks, and I just mixed it up, so he basically didn't know where they were coming.
Well, okay, so break down round one first, because I watched it, but I can't remember exactly what happened.
Round one, I came out. I was really just trying to fill him out, to be honest. I thought that I thought he would come out strong, and then maybe I would come on strong in the second round and let him gas himself out a little bit. But I started to fill him out, and I hit him with a couple body kicks, I think, and towards the end of the round, he hit me with a punch and started coming forward at me pretty strong. But when we got towards the cage, I let my right hand go a few times, and I got pretty good power. I connected. I don't know if it rocked him, but I think even just like the force of it knocked him over.
Well, I mean, you definitely dropped him, so whether he was dazed or not, only he knows. I mean, I could watch it again and probably tell if he was dazed, but I mean, you dropped him clean. So, but see, so it looked to me like basically you were just trying to keep the distance and really fill him out and get some good shots without risking getting hit. You know what I'm saying? But he was just trying to bulldozer forward. You know?
Yeah, I didn't want to. I took the fight, but to warm up for my pro debut that was actually in 2 weeks, February 9th. Cage of Honor 76, Cape Girardeau.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that here after this, but
anyway, I was really just trying to gain some experience and get my range and get my timing and stuff ready for my pro debut. But I had a lot of fun, and my opponent, he was a nice guy. He was super tough. Like I hit him with a lot, and he kept coming. So
those leg kicks.
Shout out to him.
Dude, when you showed me that picture of his leg afterwards, I was like, that is ridiculous. And yeah, he kept on coming forward, but didn't you drop him like at the very end of round 3 with the leg kick?
Yeah, I think a couple times in round 3, I think his leg, after the second round, I hit him with a bunch of leg kicks in the second round. And I think after the second round, like his leg was already sore, so when I was kicking him in the third round, it was kind of just sweeping his leg out because his leg was just so beat up. But
it was nasty, dude. I'm like,
dude, the thing is, he never showed it. Like,
right.
He wasn't in there limping.
Right.
Like, he just kept coming, and so I didn't even know. I mean, I knew I was leg kicking him, but I didn't know how bad I was leg kicking him until I seen the pictures that he showed everybody after the fight.
Right. So did you obviously you got a fight coming up and that's what you're focused on, but aside from your fight coming up, do you see yourself kickboxing again?
Yeah, actually I really enjoyed it. So,
yeah.
It was fun. It was fun to be able to just only worry about striking.
Right.
Because like the main thing I train is jiu-jitsu, to be honest. I train more jiu-jitsu than anything, but I still love striking. Like I love the timing, and I love all that. So it was fun to be able to only worry about that.
Right. I like it. It's
fun.
Even though, that a lot of the places, around here, I don't know about the States, further away, but they don't really like you to sweep and trip and stuff. But I think that's a huge part of standing up. You know what I'm saying? You're not, so I like to do the trips and sweeps, but it is nice to know that that's the end of it. And then you get back up and you stay standing, because when you don't have to worry about someone shooting for the hips or going for a takedown, your stance can be completely different, But as soon as you put that into the equation, then you really have to be ready for everything. So yeah, kickboxing is. See, a lot of people like MMA, but they don't like to just kickbox, or jiu-jitsu tournaments, or judo tournaments.
I like to do everything. Actually.
Right.
I wouldn't say everything, but I like to do most stuff.
So
I like to do boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, the main martial arts and MMA.
Yeah, see, I would love to box too, but I don't know. It's just I kind of don't. I want to be able to throw kicks, not just for myself, but not just for offense, but for defense. Because even if I'm not going to throw kicks, just having just knowing the other person can throw them back at you, really keeps you on your toes. Because just like how we're talking about in kickboxing, but see, people say that, but then like, well, you like the kickboxing, there's no takedowns. So it's kind of like really getting down to, I don't really feel like boxing is practical. Because before I even knew how to fight, it was my instinct to kick at people. I swear, like, I was kicking people way before I even knew how to. So I just feel like it's kind of impractical to only do the hands.
Just because that's for you.
Right.
But the thing is, you can't say it's not impractical.
Right, because then it's also, you can also say it's impractical to not have the takedowns because someone's going to take you down and fight. But see, for me, the boxing is just, you can only go to the body and to the head. It's kind of just like Taekwondo, bro. You can't even go to the legs in tournaments, so you're either getting hit to the body or to the head. And
yeah, but the thing is, you're gonna. If you're in MMA, you're gonna need to sharpen everything. If you're just practicing only kickboxing all the time, your hands are not gonna get nearly as better they would as if you split it up.
Box, right?
If you split it up, your hands are gonna get better when you do only boxing, because you're forced to only use that. So it makes you gotta have to think more, because like when you're kickboxing, you're able to use different combinations because you have more weapons. But when you only have the same two weapons, it makes you think more, so where you have to set it up different ways, and it gets your mind going.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so obviously, every time we fight, we get a deeper, we may not learn something new, but we're always going to get a deeper understanding of something. Even if you get the shit beat out of you, you're going to deeply understand how it feels to lose the fight. So, like, what are some things that you really took away from this fight that you're going to be implementing into this next fight, for sure?
Well, I took away that I haven't really thrown a lot of kicks in my MMA fights. So, I guess it made me understand that I'm actually able to throw those. I'm usually just more of a puncher, more of a boxer.
Right.
And grappler.
Yeah, I seen you threw quite a few head kicks, and to be honest with you, I didn't know that your flexibility was that good yet. Because, you weren't doing a whole lot of leaning. You had pretty good posture when you threw it, and even though a couple of you dropped them with one, didn't you?
I didn't drop them. One of them, only one of them.
No, you didn't drop them, but it was a really.
One of them landed clean. But
okay.
He ate it. And
he ate that. He ate that kick, and I think it was mostly foot.
Yeah, I think if I would have been a little more deep, a little more closer.
Shin.
If it would have landed shin, I think it probably would have hit him out. But
yeah, probably.
It did land more foot, so that's probably
Right. So, and I mean, dude, that was just 2 weeks ago. So I can imagine, you know, your next fight, which is what you said. What we said, 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So I can imagine your distance, your distance control is going to be even sharper than it was. Obviously, your last fight. So yeah, I can't wait to see, you know, you implementing the striking in your next fight. Just coming off that kickboxing match.
The only difference is that this guy's gonna be trying to take me down. I believe. So.
Right, you said he was a wrestler.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to let as many kicks go. I think I'm gonna have to, you know, use my jab, keep distance. But I think after he comes forward for a minute, he's gonna get tired. So then after a minute, I think I will be able to start letting them go. But in the beginning, I think I'm gonna have to move.
Yeah, you really gotta be swift with your kicks when you're going against a wrestler.
It's all it's timing.
Or a judo practitioner, because they'll time you out, and a lot of wrestlers will even just eat the kick. They'll eat a body kick just to grab a hold of your leg and try to take you down.
And then you're down, and they're on top of you, and they're strong. So
right. Well,
don't want that to happen. So
man, look, guys, we've been doing this for a long time now. But for the longest, we were doing it the wrong way. But we've been training, you know, the proper ways for years and years now. And he's finally going pro. Like, this is his pro debut. This is a very, very serious thing. I mean, all that amateur stuff, that bullshit's out the window. That record means nothing now. Now he's starting his professional record. So now let's talk about the difference. Now you get to do what? Knees to the head all day, and then elbows also. So how do you feel? Are you ready for those? Are you ready to implement those?
I just think that makes it worse for my opponent. So
right.
That's just I've always practiced stuff like that, so I don't think it's not gonna. I think it's gonna. I'm gonna flow right into it. That's one thing I've always been good. Like, I'm good at flowing while I'm in there. So like, I'm good at doing what I need to do.
So, man, because the elbows, it just changes everything. Yeah. When you can elbow, like, for someone like me, I got very long limbs, obviously, and a lot of good short boxers can close the distance with me and try to get some work on the inside because I'm long. But when I can just tightly slice the freaking face, you know, while they're in the pocket, is.
I can say that's, you know, it's worse for my opponents or whatever, but actually I've never been hit by an elbow besides a little accidental, but there's never anybody trying to hurt me with the elbow.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm going to have to see how I'm able to take that too. So.
And then you got knees to the head. So, you know, you're going against a wrestler. How do you feel about your knees? Do you feel like you're ready to?
Yeah, I mean, I say he's a wrestler, but I'm not sure how good a wrestler. He keeps coming forward and he keeps shooting.
It's easy.
But I mean, he shoots with his head down. They're not very good shots. He looks pretty strong once he grabs a hold of you, but I'm pretty strong. I'm pretty strong too, and I have a pretty good clinch. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so let's talk. So you just said earlier when you leave here, you're gonna have to go do some sprints. And guys, it's 8 p.m. right now, so he's really grinding and getting it in. Doesn't matter what time it is, we have to get the work in to stay in the right condition. So what are some things you've really been doing every day or every week in your training for let's start with your conditioning.
Conditioning, I just do the conditioning. I do a lot of calisthenics. I do a lot of running. You know, just I don't do weights.
I was just literally thinking.
Yeah, I don't.
I was gonna ask you that.
I used to do weights when I was younger, and like when I played football and stuff. But and anytime now when I try to mess with weights, I either for one, I feel it makes me really tight, and for two, I always end up like pulling my back, like I throw my back out or something, and then I can't train for a week or two because my back hurts. So it's just easier for me to do the calisthenics, and I do a lot of hill sprints. I do like that's probably my favorite thing to do is hill sprints. I feel they get you in shape faster than anything. I feel that's the closest you're gonna feel to being in a fight. When you're in a fight and you just do a bunch of punches, or you just try to finish your opponent, and they just look at you, and they start coming forward, and you're tired, and your lungs hurt.
Yeah, sprints.
Those hill sprints are gonna make your lungs hurt, just like that. Like your lungs are hurting in a fight. So that's what I like to do. I like to blow my lungs out like that, and I also I add to the hill sprint. So I'll do the hill sprint, and then as soon as I get to the top, I'll do 10 push-ups. And then I'll walk to the bottom, that's my rest. And I'll do another sprint up. And then I'll do 10 burpees. And then, I just mix it up. So you blow your lungs out on the way up. And then now you're at the top and you're dead. But then you still got to do something. Just like in a fight, you're dead, but you still got to do something.
You're dead, but you still got to do something.
Yeah, you still have to.
That's the best way to explain it.
Up. You still got to.
You're dead, but you still got to do something.
You still got to keep your jab out there. You still got, so that.
Yeah.
I feel like it also helps me mentally because I don't want to do it and I just do it.
Yeah, because look, people don't understand. In a fight, it may look like they're resting, but there is no resting in a fight.
Right.
There is no resting. Unless so you want to fight with your arms down, okay, go ahead and let's see how it goes. But even still, when people have their arms down, it still takes strength just to hold them at your waist instead of actually letting them dangle.
Especially after you've already, it's better now that I'm in better shape. Like, man, when I first started fighting and I was in there, dude, that literally felt like death.
Yeah. The closest thing I can compare it to for people that have never fought before is, okay, if you've ever had a dream where you were drifting one way and trying to walk the other direction, but you couldn't, you weren't in control of your body. That's what it's like when you get in there and fight without the right conditioning. It feels like a freaking nightmare.
What sucks the most is when you don't know what you're doing on the ground, and you got somebody that does know a little bit. Yeah. And they're on top of you, and they're punching you, and you can't move, and you're stuck. And they're crushing your ribs and your lungs, and you're just stuck, and they just keep hitting you, and that sucks. Like, it makes you feel like, what am I doing? Like, it makes you feel like I need to know the right way to do this.
Yeah, it makes you realize, so many people think that they can fight. Look, but I tell people all the time, before I started taking martial arts, look, I'm smart, bro. I knew that I didn't understand martial arts techniques, and I knew there was a difference from martial arts techniques and what people just come up with in their head. Okay, I could see the difference. I could see there's profession, and then there's amateur, and then there's no clue. And I knew that I had no clue what these martial arts techniques really were. I could watch all the videos I wanted and, really try to get a feel of it, but there's no comparison between that and then studying martial arts in a class by someone that really knows what they're talking about for years and years and years. Mm-hmm. So, I forgot what I even started off talking about. I was going on a rant. But anyways, what we were talking about, okay, so, right, I knew that I didn't know how to fight, and so when I went to the martial arts classes and could feel the difference and see the difference, well, it was also clear to me, and then I could humble myself. But so many, especially men, women are a little different, okay, but men, do they really think they know how to fight even when they don't? And then they go to a jiu-jitsu school, and men half their size are just tossing them around and wrapping them up like a pretzel, and that's when they realize, oh, this is really something. This is not what I thought it was. Right. This is an art. Mm-hmm. This takes years and years and years to master. So, yeah, and I love the arts, man. I love the journey. I love that there's so many things I don't know that I can never get tired or bored with this because I keep getting better and better. And yeah, I myself, that I haven't done MMA in over a year now. I've just been doing kickboxing, working on my hands. And when I go back to,
when do you feel you're gonna go back to MMA?
I have no clue. And see, I try to think of. I really don't even think about it, because as much as I love to plan things, the minor details of my life.
You can always just stay in the kickboxing. You don't have to do it, man.
No, I definitely want to do MMA. I don't want to just kickbox. I love, okay, my last kickboxing match. If y'all witnessed it, or if you want to go watch it, you'll see that, it was a kickboxing match, and I acted like I was going to do a hip throw on him, because we tied up, and I knew he was about to break apart, but before we did, I turned my hips like I was going to throw him, just being silly, just being myself, and so, why? Because now that I've been doing jiu for a little over a year, every week, solid technique, I'm really feeling the throws and the momentum, the balance, and it's awesome. I really love it. I used to be one of them fighters where if you try to touch me, I'm trying to push off of you and keep the distance and stay away from you. But now I don't always shy away. I'll come in and I will throw. I'll tie with someone real quick for the clinch or for the throws. So no, I don't want to just keep kickboxing. I do plan on going back to MMA, but I trust in my sensei and the system and his plans, so I don't even worry about it. He's gonna tell me what I'm gonna He's gonna tell me. I'll come into class one day. He'll be like, you're probably fighting this day. I'm like, okay. I don't focus on it, even though I want to, because I'm constantly planning, when am I gonna fight this time, that time, when am I gonna go pro, when am I gonna start seeing checks. But
I don't know. I guess I'm just different, because I don't know. I love my coaches, but I don't know. I like doing what I want to do.
Well, of course, everyone does. Everyone does, especially men.
I mean, no, look, before a fight, I always ask my coaches, but at the same, but I ask them, can I take this? Do you think I should take this fight? You know what I mean? That's about it. If they don't think I should, then I guarantee they will tell me. But at the same time,
Okay, all right. Let me pause you. Serious question. This is a dead serious question. Do you think that is a little bit naive if you're asking your coach that knows a lot more about the sport, not just martial arts, but the sport itself? Because fighting is a lot different from just training martial arts. There's two different lifestyles. There's martial arts training, then there's fighting in a cage. That's a little different. So if you trust your coaches as far as the MMA aspect, wouldn't you just listen to them and always take their advice?
Yeah, that's what I said. Though. I'm saying that if they told me, I'm sure if they told me not to take a fight, then I'm not gonna go against them.
Right.
I'm just saying it's more different. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just asked them. Do you think I should take this fight? But that's about it. It's not they're not setting it. I don't know. They're not really setting everything up for me.
And so another serious question: when do you ever see yourself having a manager that, rather it be your coach or an independent manager that you actually trust, managing all that for you, and you not obviously the final decision is up to us. No one's gonna force us to fight. It's up to us if we want to fight. Everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. So, do you think you'll ever get to a point to where you will literally let someone handpick every single fight for you, and you not really have any say in it until at the end?
It's probably my coach. Yeah.
Because the way I see it is, the way I see it is, my sensei knows who I should fight better than I do. Because he just understands so much more about this sport and about the arts than I do. So that's why I feel like if I go against what he says, it's stupid. Now, if he says, Willie, you're fighting on this day, and I say, I have an injury or I'm not ready, then we'll discuss if it's enough time. And if it's not, he'll say, it's okay. We don't have to fight. We can wait the next month or whenever. So But before I actually started training under, international self-defense, I was just trying to fight. And even still, I'm constantly wanting to look for fights. But I have to tell myself, just focus on the arts and focus on the sport and the skill. And then when the fights come, it's just gonna be time. So it is good for us to have coaches that will not just let us fight nonstop, back to back, because
it's just stupid.
So
you need to take time between your fights to get better, and not just keep fighting. Just you need to get better between each fight, I believe.
Do you want to give any predictions for this next fight?
Finish. It will be a finish.
Okay. Yeah, I look forward to that.
I mean, I've only went to, well, I guess the kickboxing, but in the kickboxing, I didn't think I really had enough time. If those would have been like 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, they were what, like a minute and a half?
Yeah, if they would have been like 3-minute rounds or something.
That's hardly any time.
Yeah, but other than that, in my MMA fights, I only went to a decision once, and all of the rest have been finishes. Whether it's me or them, it's been a finish.
So this next fight, your pro debut, it is 3 5-minute rounds, right?
Yeah.
So this guy you're fighting has he fought before?
Yeah, he is.
As a pro?
I'm fighting Ronnie Forney out of Iowa. He is 1-0 as a pro. I don't know too much about him besides I've watched a couple of his fights, and he seems to be just like a grinder, wrestler, keeps coming forward, tries to tire you out, but he's not going to tire me out. And my skill is definitely going to be a lot better than his. And so I don't see me losing this fight. I see.
Didn't you show me some of his videos?
Yeah.
That was the guy, right?
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to finish this fight. My striking is better, my wrestling is better, my jiu-jitsu is better, everything.
I didn't see much from him other than just trying to...
I'm in better shape.
Trying to bulldozer the guy, and...
This fight was originally supposed to be at 170. Like, that's where I plan on fighting my pro career as 170. But then my opponent we didn't sign a contract or anything, so it was cool. But then he messaged like after Christmas and said that he couldn't make 170 anymore as he ate too much Christmas food.
Yeah, that happens.
I did too, but I would have made it still. And but whatever, 185. I'll fight it both. I actually feel good at 185. I don't have to cut but a couple pounds. I'm more powerful at 185. I'm faster than all the 185ers. Like, they're not gonna be faster than me. I'm in and out. So I don't know. I'll probably be fighting a bunch of 185 too. So after this fight, I'm just looking to fight some good opponents. Looking to get out there and show my skill, because I believe I'm one of the best. So.
Yeah, man, this is exciting for real. I mean, we've been waiting a long time. I'm still waiting to go pro. I know once I go pro, it's gonna be. I'm just gonna mow through the whole division. Everyone knows that. Look,
he said everyone knows that.
Well, everyone, no matter who I meet, man, if you know martial arts and you meet me and I say I'm fighting at 145, everyone looks at me like this dude is I'm 6'1", I fight at 145. I have the build for that weight class, man. So it's just but not to underestimate the smaller guys, because they can definitely get up in there and work their magic. But I already know by the time I go pro, it's just gonna be when I really have that sense of that understanding of distance and controlling it. Is because when you can control the distance, they can't touch you.
Exactly.
You know, but obviously there's a lot more to it. That's just the start. Then you gotta be able to strike.
Control distance, and you gotta have good timing. You gotta have, you gotta be fast. You gotta have good footwork. Like,
people don't understand. It's like it kind of when you're really looking at there are levels, but there's a difference between this level and a whole nother level. Like you can look at the whole light heavyweight division. Okay, no matter who they are, say they're at the top. This is the top level. This is the top level of that division, and then John Jones is all the way up here. Like there's a huge gap, man. And you know when you can bridge that gap, it's like it's hard for people to touch you. There's a reason. Like John Jones, Conor McGregor, Anderson Silva, GSP, all these guys, man, they're just on a different level. And that's what type of fighter I want to be. I don't even want to be one of these fighters that are just climbing the ranks and then they fall back down. Like once you get on that ladder, you're on the ladder now. So you should only go up from here. There's no going back. You know, you don't want that to happen in your amateur career either. But that's the time where if you're going backwards at all, if you fall back a little, it should be in your amateur career. And I don't mean fall back as in you freaking, you know. I don't mean that in a bad way, you know, because we all have minor setbacks or we realize we got to refocus in one area. But now that you're a pro, you're on the ladder, so it's got to be straight to the top.
That's the thing. I lost my first 4 amateur fights.
Right.
And that's why they call me the sleeper, and for real.
But no one.
I mean, to be honest. I believe people used to laugh at me. Like the reason I used to not do good in fighting because I used to think that somebody on the outside of the cage that knew what they were doing was watching me fight and being like this fucking idiot. Like that's so then I would get in there and I didn't even want to throw nothing because I was like, man, they're gonna be looking at me crazy. Like,
see,
so I feel like, man, I used to get laughed at and I wasn't training right, and nobody came up to me and was like, hey, I see you like to fight. You should come train with us. You know, we kind of know something, but
we kind of know something.
You know, you should come train with us.
See,
and I had to seek that stuff myself.
That's what you were thinking, but what I was thinking, I wasn't worried about what people were thinking. I was worried about I don't know what I'm doing. I knew I didn't know what I was doing, so you know we were kind of both thinking the same thing, but a little bit differently. You're more worried about what everyone else is thinking. I'm worried about what is actually taking place.
Well, I was thinking like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing. They're gonna know that I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. Do the MMA, you're probably gonna get. Well, this is the thing. I still go back and laugh at things that I'm doing still.
Dude,
I'm not. We're not finished products.
I hate watching my own fights.
I promise you. All the top competitors in MMA, all the top athletes in any sport will go back and look at the videos of game day or fight day, whatever it is, and they'll say, and they can point out their own mistakes, and they want to get better than what they are right then and there. Where there's no finished product, we're all getting better, you know. So that's just the way it goes. You start off at the bottom. Now, if you're talented, you're kind of above a few people starting off because you have some people that aren't coordinated. You know, they're not naturally very strong, you know, so but even when you're talented, if you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't matter. You can pick somebody up and try to slam them all day by being big and strong, but when you're going against a real judo practitioner, not going to happen. This is not going to happen. So there's levels to it, and now that you're done with your amateur career, it's time to start cashing checks, and now you're fighting for money. Does that change your mindset at all?
I'm definitely gonna win for money.
Now you're in prize fighting.
I'm sure that's what everybody thinks. Like, oh, it's money. I'm definitely gonna win.
Dude,
But I don't know. Like, that's how I'm gonna feed my kids for real. So
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I'm I'm coming to get you. Like,
I'm coming to get you.
I'm coming to get you because this is really how I'm trying to feed my kids. So,
Right.
I'm coming. Like, I'm coming.
So, do you explain like how do you really feel when you're in the cage? Like, how do you really feel when you're in there?
Well, I just feel like that's what I'm supposed to be, man. I just think I was born to do this, like, for real. Like, I don't know if anybody else has, but I've been in the cage in a fight and had like deja vu, like, oh, like this is like, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
yeah,
man,
that's what
this
you
happened
really think.
before.
Oh, this is where I'm at.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've been in a fight multiple times and been like, oh man, I've been here before.
Right.
So like, that's one thing, and another thing is like, I just like when I'm in there, I just feel I think a lot of athletes feel like that. Like you're always gonna feel like you're better than other people. Like you're gonna feel like I feel like you're gonna feel like you're more athletic or something. Like sure, even like football players, they're always thinking you have to think you're the best. But like I really just I don't know. For my size, my weight division, like I just feel I'm faster and a lot more powerful than people in my weight class.
Man, I know that.
And now I have like I've always been faster and more powerful, but now I have the skill to use it. So
right,
it's fun. Like I have fun in there for real.
It's crazy, you know. We're brothers, and we both feel like we were born for fighting. You know, we grew up in the same household, so it's no surprise, and it's wild, man. See, I know that once I reach a certain point, just no one's gonna be able to beat me in my weight class. No one's gonna be able to. It'll be impossible because their skill's not gonna be as good as mine, and their body's not gonna match mine. Now, see, my biggest thing right now, I just gotta loosen up. I'm still a little too tense. When I'm loose, oh man, I feel fucking great.
That's how I felt my last few fights. I'm comfortable in there now. Like if you watch, even like my striking now is just like I'm just in there hanging out. Like I see it all coming. Like
slows down.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it slows down, but
it doesn't for you.
I've just done it so much. Like I just kind of react. Like I don't know. Like
dude. My last two fights, I'll be completely honest. My last two fights, I didn't feel that like I was really like in the greatest of shape, but I also feel like I know I was. So I know that I was definitely a little too tense and not relaxed enough, and that's why I got tired quicker. But like fast forward 3 fights ago, man, I felt like so in the zone. And my stamina was like, even as I was moving around throwing shots, my stamina was staying up. I really pieced that guy up too.
And you also your competition stepped up too. Like
that's true.
I mean,
that's true.
Your competition, your last couple fights, your competition like your last 2 fights, probably your competition stepped up. You know, a lot higher on those last 2 fights.
Right.
I mean,
well,
I'm sure you knew that, so there's a little more stress behind it. And then, not even that, it's just when you're in there with somebody that's pretty good, you know, and y'all both pretty good, you're battling, you're gonna tire each other out quicker than you were if you're fighting somebody that you're fighting somebody that you're a lot better than you're in there chilling, hanging out, you know. You're gonna be a lot more tense when you're fighting a better opponent.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess so. Being more cautious, but see, my last 2 opponents didn't do anything different from all my other ones before that, though. They were better at what they were doing, but it's all the same. You know, they just come forward with the same little bullshit combinations.
Yeah,
And
they were coming forward.
Relentlessly.
Well, that's what you have to do. They were coming forward, and it was just they were like you had reach on them, and they were inside your reach, basically.
Well, the last guy I fought, we were the same height and about the same. We were basically identical, and yeah, he just kept coming forward. Even when he landed his shots, like it wasn't nothing. When I landed, I can feel it. When he landed, it was like little piddly stuff. But if you land more little piddly stuff, it's points. So, but this is the thing. The way he was coming forward, he already had it set in his mind what he was doing. He was determined to get off what he wanted to. And me, I'm still. A lot of times when I'm in the cage, I'm still trying to fill him out too much. It's more like it's sparring, but I need to be striking more and come out with it. Because I like to fill people out, and I like to really play.
You can fill them out, but you need to have a game plan. Like at the same time, like this kickboxing, I felt them out starting in the first round, but at the same time, I knew what I needed to do. I knew he was a southpaw. I knew I needed to inside leg kick him. You know what I mean? I knew I needed to kick on the right side because he was a southpaw. I knew I needed to move to the left. I knew I needed to throw my number 2 down the middle. I knew what I needed to do. You gotta study your opponent. You gotta know what you need to do. Because if you don't, if you just go in there and try to figure it out while you're in there, you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Right. But I will tell you this: there's been a couple of times where I've watched people's tapes and I'm like, oh, okay, they're gonna do this, and I get in there and then they fight completely differently. But my last 2 opponents really didn't do that. Or my last 3 opponents.
Well, see, I don't know if I even look at it like that. I don't look at it like, oh, they're gonna do this. I kind of do, but at the same time, I look like, oh, I need to do this. Like I need to do this, not like because I guess it's because of what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to know what you're gonna do and stick to it. And you might need to have a backup plan, but still you gotta stick to it.
Yeah, the stages of development are really, really crucial. People try to sleep on that, a lot of times. But just because someone's been doing it longer than you does not mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're not going to beat them. Doesn't mean you're not better than them. But typically, someone that's been doing, if you've been playing chess for 10 years and I've been playing chess for 2 years, typically you're going to beat me in the chess match. But that doesn't mean I can't beat you. So
it's a little different on fighting just because people are more athletic than each other and something like that. So there's intelligence involved, but there's also athleticism and
there's so many factors,
reaction and stuff. So
another factor that a lot of people really disregard, even as professionals, is their diet. So is that you want to get into your diet? Talk a little bit about that, like what you eat. He says,
not for real.
Come on, I gotta make yourself sound real good and real athletic and real healthy.
I don't have a super clean diet for real. I need to clean it up, but
you're a pro now. I mean,
yeah, I know. I need to
clean
it up.
What kind of pro do you want to be?
At the same time, when I'm fighting at 185, I kind of gotta keep my weight up a little bit, and I still work out enough. I'm not gonna be in bad shape.
Yeah, I know that.
But for real, I just do a lot of like chicken, the usual stuff. Like I try to get like organic because there's a lot of stuff in the other.
Right.
So I try to get like organic chicken and stuff like that, and then I'm not very good at eating my vegetables, so
you sound like a little kid. I'm not very good at eating my vegetables.
So I make a lot of smoothies, like so. I make a lot, grind up a lot of fruit, and then I'll throw like some kale in there to get my veggies in.
Right, that's the way to go, though.
I'll throw different, different vegetables in my smoothie just so I can, taste the fruit over it. But
right,
because I'm not, it's really a discipline thing, like for real. But
dude, yeah,
I'm definitely not disciplined in eating how I should. I just like being fat, I guess.
At least you're honest.
I don't know. But, I don't know, my body type, I can do that, so whatever.
Dude.
I can eat what I
want. I always mispronounce his name. I'm going to get it right. Faraz Zahabi. Yeah, GSP's coach talked about how he'd be eating McDonald's and shit and just making up for it the next day in training, but man, I can't, dude. I try to stay laser focused on my diet, and yes, it's hard.
You just gotta work it off.
Just gotta work it off. Shit. Well, for me,
work a little extra.
I can't eat bad anymore, man. I'm not a little kid anymore. I got a grown man body, and it feels the fuel that I put in. If I put shitty fuel in it, I can feel it. If I don't eat right, or if I eat too late, man, I wake up and I just don't have the energy or the drive to get stuff done or to do anything.
Yeah, I do feel like that though. Like if I eat bad in the morning, like I don't want to do nothing the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like it just slows me down. So I don't know if I eat bad, I'll just eat it at night most of the time. That's my problem. I'll do good all day.
All day. And then what is it about night?
And I get to nighttime and I'm like, oh no, them donuts look good.
Yes. What is it about late at night, man? And it sucks, dude. I hate when I wake up. Man, avocados for breakfast with the scrambled eggs and the peppers and the mushrooms, and then for lunch, I'm having some bananas, maybe an apple, some grapes, and I'm just snacking on all fruits and vegetables all day. And then 10 o'clock rolls around, and I'm getting hungry. I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna eat nothing. I'm just gonna chill. And then 11 o'clock rolls around, and I break open the. I don't even want to talk. I'm not even gonna promote the shit, but yeah, I get the munchies for the junk food too, man. And really, it's discipline. And I would tell you, you should have the same mindset every day. But for me, when I got a fight coming up, that's when I really get laser focused. I need all these things, guys, to really keep me focused. And then also credibility from other people. Like, I'm telling you, if I buy junk food at the store, I hope and pray that no one sees me or says anything to me, because I feel ashamed. Because I promote the healthy lifestyle and the healthy living. I do not want people to see me eating junk food. I don't want my kids to see me eating it. So it really means something to me. But it's baby steps, bro, because you gotta think, I went from eating just anything and everything a few years ago to now I'm a vegetarian. I hardly ever eat junk food. You know, all I drink is freaking water. And now I made the switch to, alkaline water. And, I'm just implementing all these different fruits and vegetables. And so there were steps. I took steps. Like the first step I did was I stopped drinking freaking soda and Powerade and Gatorade and started only drinking water.
That was the worst.
That's the first step for nutrition. And then the second step for me was cutting out fast food. No fast food, no fried foods. I cut that out. And this was like a year later. And then a few months after that.
I like my fried food.
You like your fried food for real?
Oh yeah. I don't eat it all the time, but nah.
I don't eat anything fried.
Yeah, I do.
Like I might throw something on the skillet with some coconut oil, a little bit of coconut oil, but we don't fry anything. I don't want anything fried. Deep fry, bruh. I've worked so many fast food joints. I see that stuff. I know what it is, and it's, dude, the way it sticks to anything it touches. Like it just sticks, bro. Like if you get grease on your shirt, it don't come out. It sticks. Imagine how it sticks to your guts. Like it's grease, bro. Oh, it just refined sugar, the grease, and the bad carbs. Man, they're really just killing America. Like it's a real epidemic, and I don't want to be a part of that. Remember, look, guys.
No, man, a lot of people.
When we were growing up, listen.
On the keto diet, though.
When we were growing up, we'll get on that keto diet here in a second. When we were growing up, every time I would make the Kool-Aid or the tea, Keyth would be like, he would say, "Oh, you're trying to give us diabetes." Why? Because I would use 2.5 cups of sugar. That's a lot for one gallon of sugar, bro, or 1 gallon of Kool-Aid or tea. And I didn't understand. I used to always say that, but I didn't realize what that meant. To me, it's just gibberish. But then I got older and I learned some things, and I realized, oh, he's talking about type 2 diabetes, what you get from sugar. And I realized that I am addicted to sugar like a freaking drug addict. It is crazy. And if you are lying to yourself and thinking you're not addicted to sugar, most of you, 90% of you are. We are. Why? Because they hide it in almost everything. Even if you don't know it, bro, there's probably sugar in something that you bought. Unless it's a raw fruit or vegetable or meat. Like, they put sugar in almost everything. So we all grow up in America addicted to sugar. If you were born later than, when did refined sugar come out? I don't know. I don't feel like looking it up. But it didn't come out in the early 1900s. It came out in the late 1900s. Like, my grandfather didn't grow up eating that stuff, you know, so it's very new, and it's, you know, killing a lot of people. Hello, look around. So, but we're not going to get that deep into it, because I feel like, guys, I honestly feel like every time I talk about nutrition, when I talk about the reality of things and how people are eating, it kind of gets dark when we're talking about like how bad the stuff is that we're eating.
Realize how bad it is.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And to feed it to our kids, you know, it's just, that's why, man, I preach to my kids every day nutrition. Every day. And, you know, I'm not going to stop until my diet gets, even when my diet gets where I want it, then I'm really going to be happy, because I won't have one cheat day where I feel like, oh, I'm not living up to my standards, because I have high standards of living for myself. Now, I used to not. You know, I used to just go through life carelessly, not thinking about things. But every time I eat, I'm so conscious of it. I just can't. I can't keep eating bullcrap every day. And bro, we grew up on Hamburger Helper and macaroni and cheese, bro. It's hard to make the switch from that to just fruits and vegetables every day. I watched this video the other day on Facebook. This little baby, this girl, she was probably like a year old. Her mom was trying to give her all types of different junk food and candy. She would not take none of it. She was throwing it all off the table. Then she hands her broccoli, and she's like, got all excited and started eating it. And I was like, man, that's how we need to be raising our kids. You know, but we have all these holidays that are wrapped up around candy and presents and celebration. Like, I tell my son, there's a reason we eat cake for our birthday. Cake and ice cream for your birthday. Everyone does that in America. Why? Because cake and ice cream is like a really special, like, one-time thing. But when it gets to where, bro, if you go, dude, we have so many family members and friends. All the birthdays that we go to, how many times do we really eat cake and ice cream? Wow. Once a year. Dude, a lot. It adds up. So I told my son, I'm like, let's try to just eat cake and ice cream only on our birthdays. I'll eat it on mine and on yours, but let's not eat it on anyone else's. Try doing that with your family. Try that. Just eat cake and ice cream on, like, your immediate family, whoever lives in your household. On those birthdays, eat cake and ice cream on that day, and don't eat it any other day. Try doing that. And you'll realize if you stop, or even if you don't stop, you're going to realize either way how many times you eat cake and ice cream and don't even think about it. It's a lot, bro. And this stuff is not supposed to be, like, it should say on the box. Like, you know when they sell certain things that people aren't supposed to ingest, but we do anyways? Like, it should say that on all this stuff. Like, not for human consumption. Because it literally kills you, just like cigarettes. Like, I don't know if you preach this to people. I tell people all the time, I used to smoke cigarettes. So did Keyth. We quit. And why do I always say that? Because I want someone else to hear my story of how, yeah, I smoked for years when I was a teenager. Now I don't. And trust and believe, I'm back to how I used to be when I was a kid. I used to think like, oh, I'm never gonna wake up and not want a cigarette. I thought that, bro. I thought this is my life. I thought I was trapped.
Or you'll think like, oh, well, my lungs are already ruined, so I might as well just keep doing that.
Yeah, you're not. Dude, no matter where you're at in life, things can always get better, and you can shift your paradigm. I don't care what you're addicted to, what bad habits you have, you know, what you're struggling with. You can change it, and it all starts up here. You know,
like 6-7 years.
Yeah,
crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazy how we used to do that.
Yeah.
Like let's just light this thing on fire and breathe it in and die slowly. Like, it literally makes no sense. And then we also give them our money
every day, like feeling like crap.
No.
Breathe.
No, I'm not. I can't. I won't. I don't want to be around it. Like, cigarettes, I hope and pray that humans are so intelligent that cigarettes are going to die off. Like, I hope and pray that the dummies die off. Yeah. And the smart people really are the only ones that survive.
Like our parents and people older, like that's where it came from. You know what I mean? Like, that's who smokes the more. Like there's people that smoke today, but
it's hard to say that because the cycle just continues. But yeah, you typically learn it from your parents or your friends, whoever you're around.
What I mean is like our parents are not even smart about it at all. Like, they will like smoke with you in the car with them, like their kids in the car, or like just in the house, like all around them. Of course, if you do that, your kids are gonna grow up and smoke too.
Guys, this is serious
and
stuff.
Plus, it's so bad. It's so bad for your kids. Like the secondhand smoke, dude, it's so crazy. It drives me crazy when I see, like, I'll be on the school line picking up my kids, and the lady in front of me is picking up her kids, smoking out, smoke rolling out the car, cigarette stinks. Like, come on now.
Imagine
if you smoke, do it away from your kids. Like, come on now.
Yeah, but then they want to look down on other people that do other things that aren't the best life choices. But then we do silly stuff like that, and then
like when alcoholics try to preach to people who smoke weed, it don't make any sense. Or even like the CBD thing, like that's crazy. Like, I don't know who's seen the on the Chiefs Patriots game, there was supposed to be a commercial about CBD and how it helps kids with seizures and veterans with PTSD. It does all these amazing things to help these people, and CBS canceled it, didn't let the commercial go through. And why? But you know how many alcohol and beer commercials they had that night?
Hello.
Like, do you know how many they had? There's so many beer commercials, but they're not willing to promote something that actually works as medicine to help kids, and it's because they make money. Same thing with the if you knew how many people can get off all of their pharmaceuticals by taking a couple of doses of CBD a day, they can get off their depression meds, their anxiety meds, their pain meds. CBD will help with all these things, and they won't promote it because they make so much money off of the pharmaceuticals that they give to people that people are addicted to. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy how the world works. We have all these people wanting to do good things, and then all these people wanting to do bad things, and then hope. Like, why on earth would you think that CBD is bad for somebody when literally there's no proof that CBD is harmful in any way, like at all? Okay, it has nothing but positive benefits, and guys, we really gotta. But this is the thing, bro. The world is changing. I see it.
Yeah, it's hard too.
I see everything is changing, and we are. Okay, what I was thinking about just a minute ago is that saying, only the strong survive. That's not how it should be. It should be only the smart survive. Because we have to be smart. Okay, just like how Elon Musk is telling everyone that how he talks about the atmosphere, the earth being wrecked, the air on this earth being wrecked from the cars, which, guys, it's common sense. I mean, I can see the crap floating from out of the cars, and if you breathe in some fumes coming out of a vehicle and can tell, and you can tell the difference from breathing that and fresh air, just like breathing in smoke, guys, it's going to ruin the air and ruin our lungs. So why is everyone not wanting to make the transition to electric cars? People want to have their gasoline burning cars, and people want to just keep up. They want to keep the old things rolling because of money and because they just really don't want to change. But everything is changing slowly, and I really feel like it's going to come to a point to where we don't constantly have things trying to kill us, and just like it makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense to. I understand that certain things we're gonna do, like, and I'm not saying you shouldn't drink from time to time, because there are definitely some good things about, like, if we want to. So your pro debut, you know, you come out, you whoop up on dude, you know, and have a great time. Then later on that night, if you want to have a couple drinks, well, that is if you didn't get hit in the head. Of course, you know, that's okay.
Definitely. So that is exactly what's about to happen. We are, all right. I'm going to have to get out of here, but
okay, yeah.
February 9th, Cage of Honor 76 at the Arena Building in Cage Dorado, Missouri. I am the co-main event. There's 2 pro fights on the card. There's some title fights, a bunch of good fights, and tickets starting at only $20. Like, you can come watch probably 10 to 15
$20?
10 to 15 fights for $20. You know, it's February 9th. I'm the co-main event. My buddy Kyle, over at what is it doing?
Bell I know it's Bell Bonds, but I can't remember.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, because we're gonna give a shout out to all Keyth's sponsors. So let's go ahead and talk about your sponsors. Let's give them a little bit of promotion also.
Yeah, we got so the main event that night is Kyle Kurtz versus Frank Cortez for the 185 pro title. And that's gonna be a good fight. They're both tough guys. And I've known Kyle since I was in grade school.
Yeah.
So, man, shout out to Kyle. He's one of my sponsors. Tom Hurts.
Tom Hurts, Kyle Kurtz. That's it.
Yeah. So, man, if you ever mess around getting gel or anything, call.
It happens, guys.
Call Kurtz. Then we got Heartland Appraisal. My buddy Chris Hartline that I train with at Gracie. He appraises houses, so if you need an appraisal for a house,
is that all he
trying
does?
to buy a house,
Just houses?
Yeah, I don't know, but he appraises houses. You know, after after you get your bank loan or whatever, you're trying to buy a house, he'll appraise the house and let you know exactly what it's worth.
Okay.
So if you need an appraisal, call Chris Hartline over at Heartland Appraisals. Then we got Kapow Gaming Center over in Jackson. Man, these are really good people. They sponsor me here.
Actually, Jackson, Missouri, guys.
Yeah, over in Jackson. They actually sponsored me before Christmas, and I had a fight. It's supposed to be in November, and it fell through. And you know, they just still stuck by me, and one where I told them I was gonna come back. I was still gonna fight. I was still gonna represent them. So shout out to them for helping me out and being there. Then we also got my last sponsor, Aaron Palmer, photography. Dude, Aaron Palmer's a great dude. He's been taking photos for the fights here in Cape since I can remember.
For quite some time.
He takes very good photos.
Yeah.
They're action photos. He gets very good action photos. So, he does video, he does it all. So, give Aaron Palmer a call if you need photos.
Look him up on Facebook. If you need any type of photography done, he's, I don't know how far he travels. He's here in Cape Girardeau, but if you're close to Cape Girardeau, just give him a call. But he will travel to do other shows, places and stuff. So, Aaron Palmer, he's a really good photographer.
Yeah. So my pro debut, I'm super excited. I'm gonna be going for the finish. Like I had 15 minutes to finish this guy, but I will finish him within inside the 15 minutes, if not within inside the first 5. It's gonna be a fun night. Like he said, I'm gonna win my pro debut. We're gonna have some fun, maybe have a couple drinks after. I told Kyle I have a drink with him. It's gonna be a good night. This is the start to a long career, and I'm gonna have some fun.
All right, guys. If you made it to the end of this, thank you. I love you. We love you. We're looking forward to growing. I think Keyth's gonna do his own channel eventually, probably.
Yeah.
But
soon.
Look, guys, I'm just getting started with my channel, but this is going to continue to grow. This is something I want to do. You know, I've been inspired for years by Joe Rogan, you know, now Brennan Schaub. Like, just watching their podcast, I'm like, man, I would love to just be able to sit and talk to interesting people, you know, even family members and friends, and, you know, make a living from it, just from, you know, the sponsors and, you know, the monetization, all that stuff. But so our sponsors, guys, we love y'all. We're really going to try to promote y'all as best as we can and get you guys some good customers, some loyal customers, because the MMA fans are very loyal fans. We really are.
Yeah.
And
so, man, and don't sleep on the sleeper.
don't sleep on them.
Don't sleep on me. Go ahead and contact me. Come get your tickets. You don't want to miss out on this. Come get your tickets. Don't sleep on the sleeper, because I can't sleep till you stop sleeping on me. So come on down and watch these fights, and we're going to have some fun.
All right, one last thing. Is there going to be a live stream they can buy?
I'm not sure. I know they had said something about it, about a live stream. We'll have to talk to Johnny Price and D-Ray.
So just pay attention to our Facebooks.
There might be a live
pay attention
stream.
to Keith's Facebook. And if there's going to be a live stream, we'll share it, because I know a lot of times people are... Guys, y'all could be in Florida right now watching this, and, you know, so I understand the power of the internet. People might be in a different country right now. You know, there's no telling where this channel can get to. So if you want to watch it, I'm sure there's going to be a live broadcast somewhere. So, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and share this. Help me get my channel out there. And comment, guys. I'll make videos about whatever you want to hear about. I need some ideas, because my mind is so wrapped around MMA. That's all I ever really want to talk about. All right, guys. Peace.